Hi, this is Meilin. In this video, I will be showing how I run the code I wrote for assignment chapter 2. So, the first task is to create a nested list based on two dimensions, x and y. So, I have created this function where we can input two integers, x and y, and it will create a nested list of dimension x, y, and fill it with zeros. So for example, I have set x and y both to be 3, and by running this function, it will print out that nested list. And then for task 2, the code will do the similar thing as the first one, but this function will also take two integers x and y as input, but it will create a nested list where if x mod y is equal to 0, then in that index it will fill the value with 1, otherwise will fill with 0. And the dimension of this nested list will also be x and y. So in this function, I firstly create an empty list, and then I loops through range of y, and it will create a sublist by looping through that range. And when it creating this sublist, it will see if x plus 1 mod y plus 1 equal to 0, and if it does, the value will be 1, otherwise will be 0. And I'm adding 1 here to avoid the error where we are mod 0 by other numbers. So for the example, I'm using the same variables x and y as 3 here, and by running this, I will have the output list. And I want to mention that in the example here, it says, for example, in index 1 and 0, here the value should be 0, but actually it should be 1, because, for example, when we test running this, we will see that at index 1 and 0, if we run this, it will calculate 2 mod 1, and by running that, we will have the output to be 0, which passed this test. So the value here should actually be 1. And then lastly, for task 3, so for this task, I have wrote this function which takes a list as input, and it will traverse over this list, and it will print index where it find value of ones in that list. So for testing purposes, I have used the same list of the output from the second task, so which would be this list. And by applying that function on this list, it will print out all the indexes where the values are ones.